So if you want to continue that route, no question, force smaller guys to prepay, work with a select few people. You're going to churn a lot of clients, but expect that not because of your lack of performance, but because of theirs. Build
Hmm.
out the sales process that they can make it as simple. Like listen to my model with Policy Printer, right? Our problem with Policy Printer, problem with calls was that so many of these smaller agencies had dialer issues. They had they just have no dialer, or they have a dialer like Kixie, like that one girl we were talking to. And like, bro, don't be using fucking Kixie. What the fuck? You have a sales team, bro. You need a real ass dialer with an agent availability pin. They're like, what's that? Like, oh my God. So, point is, what we had to do was we had to literally do everything, bro. I am giving them the sales script. I am giving them the dialer. I am giving them the calls. I am giving them call recordings of calls that had previously turned to sales so they know what these calls will sound like. Only thing I have not given them is the carrier for them to sell for, the product to
Hmm.
sell, and a retention team to retain the clients that they're putting on the books. Everything on the front end, the marketing, the dialer, everything else is given to them. So what I'm saying for you is if you are planning on setting it up in a way where you're going to feed smaller direct agents, I would recommend taking the lead as far through the customer journey as possible and handing them something that's easy for them to close. Is like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
fucking that SpongeBob meme of Patrick like, like, bro, it has
Yeah.
the most, basic fucking employee can come in here and close this, because what you're gonna hear is all of every client I have. You probably even heard, oh yeah, you give me any lead, I have a 95% close rate. Okay, Joe,
Yeah,
sounds
all of
good.
them say that.
Let's give it a test and see how it goes. And then you test it out, and then they pick up, this is Joe. What's up? You're like,
Exactly.
what kind of fucking sales process is that, Joe? Right?
Exactly.
A lot of these guys come from the door knocking world. Door knocking is completely different than an inbound. That is literally outbound sales. This is an inbound sales model that you have created. It's
Hmm.
completely different. And most of these guys do not understand that. So what you have to do is you have to provide them a shit ton of training, and you have to provide them the model and the framework for them to run under. And then you
Hmm.
charge them a prepay so that they take you seriously. If you offer them leads for free and say, I'm going to give you this and I'm going to give you that, and then I'm going to give you the leads for free, and you're going to test everything. And if it works, you're going to come back. Bro, they're not going to pay attention to shit, not going to use your sales processes. They're not going to care, right? They're going to burn down the leads, and then they're going to come back to you and be like, oh, these leads didn't even call back. And you're like, bro, I generated them for you, and then you didn't call the guy for 3 hours.
Yeah, it's
So if you're generating the leads, you're going to shoot it in. You need to have a full go high level setup. You need to hire a caller for them, either charge them for it or just consider it as a cost. I
Mhm.
would probably put it in a package for them. But, hire a caller, like it's a whole thing, right? You have to remove yourself completely from the idea of you are a lead generator, and you have to frame yourself now moving forward if this is the model that you want. If you want to be a lead generator, go work with the big boys, start running Facebook and Google ads and YouTube, and compete
Mhm.
with the largest budgets in the world, and then hope to
Mhm.
God that your quality is good. You want to be a growth partner, work with smaller guys, maybe 1 to 5 agents, 1 to 5 sales guys, whatever the model is, and build everything for them and charge for it. And
Mhm.
you can charge however you want. Month one is X, month two is X, whatever. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And just know that your churn on smaller clients is going to be higher. But you can also just factor that in as a cost of business. You know what I'm saying? Our churn's, 20%, 30%, but we're collecting 5K up front. Our profit on that is, 2 grand. We can be slamming down 10 a month. Now we have a month, now we can create the cycle, which is what
Yeah.
Policy Printer. Because, bro, even with Policy Printer, our calls are amazing. Some of my clients have like $100 cost per acquisition. They're so happy. They're jumping over the moon. Other guys struggle. They fucking struggle. And then they fall off. And it's like, what can you do?
Yeah, okay. I'd ditch SMS and all this stuff and move on to ads and, happy if it was the best decision. So I'm not fixed on, I'm only gonna do SMS, I'm only gonna do outbound. I'm not fixed on that. I'll do whatever makes the most revenue, whatever brings the most value. Now, when I say, I know you're not used to this, but when I say like we work with small people, right? I'm talking like this guy will maximum pay like 2K a month, and that's like stretching it. And he serves like a little city, right? He's just like a couple of people or even one guy sometimes, and usually a few people. And these guys, they get spammed to the brim with lead gen guys all the time, to the point where we do that free thing like you told me, and then they'll be like, oh, they call the leads 2 days after and like, oh, they didn't answer. You got to spot on. But that's like our only kind of choice we do now, and it does work, but it's not scalable. It's really small scale. It does work though, where we tell them, okay, we'll send you some free leads. We literally give them the quotes, and then after the person says, yeah, I want a quote, we send it to them. So we said we'll get you a few quotes for free. If you like them, then you can pay us X amount per lead, and that's how it currently works.
What would you say your success rate is that? is on that?
Like probably 1 out of 5 don't continue after the free trial.
1 out of 5
These
don't continue, or 1 of 5 continue?
don't continue, but these guys are just not committed. Like I said, some people will literally call the leads like a couple of days later, and that's a sales process issue. Sure,
Here's the thing to understand. So, majority of salespeople, I would say 90% of salespeople are
Mhm,
not good business owners. They're not systems oriented. They have
mhm,
sold for another company who is business and systems oriented. They
mhm.
did really well there. And then they looked at their setup and was like, I could probably do this on my own. So they go off and they set up their own company. And then they realize owning a company is a lot more than just fucking selling. And the best
Yep,
salespeople rarely make the best business owners. And the best
yep,
salespeople rarely make the best sales managers. So you have to take that into consideration and understand who you have as a client. And when you
mhm,
understand that, then you start going, I have to like do everything for them, right?
mhm.
And so that's what I mean by you have to remove yourself as a lead vendor. You have to get rid of the lead vendor mindset. You are no longer a lead vendor. You are now a growth partner. You
Yeah,
look at them and you say, listen, Eric, I know it's just you right now. I know you just, you were selling for that door knocking company and then now you're going and knocking doors and you want to, you saw this video on fucking Facebook that this guy doing, 20 sales a month on solar. He's doing 400K a month and you want to figure out how you can be like big bad Brad, huh? All
mhm,
right. Well, if you want to do that, let me ask you a few questions. Do you have this in place? No. Okay. What about this? No. Okay. What about this? No. Okay. So it sounds like you really don't have anything in place to be like Brad, right? And you're like, yeah, no, I'm not. And you're like, okay. So how are you going to be like Brad if you don't do anything that Brad does? Well, that's why I'm talking to you. Oh, okay. All right, cool. I just want to make sure we're on the same page there. All right. All right. So if we were to do this so you can be like Brad, you're gonna have to do dot, 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 and dot.
mhm,
And I don't really know if I'm sold on you being down for this because most people are
mhm.
in the mindset of like, oh, I'm gonna buy some leads. I'm gonna call them back when I can. I'm really busy with these other clients that I door knock. I don't even know if you're like super committed to doing this. And like, honestly, I've got these other guys that are, and I'm pretty focused on growing them. They did like 8 deals last month. When I came to me, they did one a month. Now they're doing 8 because they're
Yeah,
following my sales processes. Like if that's something you want and you're like committed to that, I'm down because you seem like a cool guy. But like to be honest, dude, I don't feel the conviction yet. Why don't you sleep on it? You sleep on it. Why don't you give me a call back tomorrow and see if you're down for it? Because I don't know, I've got these other clients. I really need to focus on them. I promised them I'd make sure it's good. And by bringing you on, I'm actually stretching myself a little thin. Like I could still do it easy. I have a full team. I don't even do anything really. It's just my team. They're smart ones. I'm the dumb one. So I'm on these calls with people like you. But bro, they're begging. They're like, oh my God, just make me like Brad. Just make me like Brad. You do the
yeah.
pull. Oh, you're like, I don't know if, it doesn't even sound like maybe I'll ask and see if we can fit you in the queue. I got these other guys, they're telling me, Nate, I will do literally anything to be like
Mhm,
Brad. I will do anything. So like I need to
mhm.
be working with those guys. You, Eric, you don't even seem like you believe me. Like, do you even trust that this is only like, do I need to show you? Like, what? No, no, no. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's kind
yeah.
of how you have to frame it is like, I'm here to big bro you because I know what you need and you have no idea what you need, you know?
See how that works. The thing is
And then
that
you have to follow through.
yeah, I feel like it'll be very hard to charge these guys anything up front and charge these guys even anything over like 2 grand in a
Don't.
month.
Bro, you see my sale, I charge $2,000 to $5,000 and I provide everything else. Like you
Hmm.
don't, the thing is you have to keep it lean and you have to keep it fucking simple. You don't need to build out this new custom CRM that they have to pay $10,000. Most of them can't afford it. They can't.
Hmm.
And so what you have to do, if anything, is you have to just set it up on the absolute basic MVP you can, the most basic possible version. Say this is what actually takes it from success. So we're gonna
Hmm.
generate the lead from SMS. We're gonna get the quote. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have this Filipino outbound call them, confirm that they're interested, make sure that quote works for them. And then all I
Hmm.
need you to do is come to the appointment that Filipino sets for you. All right. And
Hmm.
if you don't show up to that appointment, I'm gonna be really fucking frustrated. Okay.
Hmm.
So show up to that appointment. Once you show up to that appointment, you're probably gonna have like a 20 to 30% close rate. Just pay me
Hmm.
per appointment. Don't pay me per lead, pay me per appointment. And then charge $300 per appointment. And then be like, bro, and I'll start you
Hmm.
off with 10 appointments. Like
That's a really good way.
because bro, now because you got to remember, bro, if you are selling leads, you are what you let me really, really fucking give you some sauce right now. If you're ever trying to sell something to somebody who's already some level of successful, like perfect example is me, right? Like I'm not rich, but I have some motion. So if somebody comes to me, perfect fucking example, someone comes to me in my DMs and they're like, yo, Nate, I want to build YouTube ads for you for your course. And they're like, I charge $2,000 a month. I'm like, all right, I'm interested. I get set up with them. Then I have to fill out a 40 fucking question questionnaire. 40
Hmm.
fucking questions just to build out what, you know what they're actually telling me? Hey, Nate, I'm going to have you pay me $2,000 so that you can work 2 to 3 extra fucking hours on this stupid fucking form that you have to bust your ass and really think, bro, I run 4 fucking businesses. I don't want to think. I don't want to be like, oh, I have to do this and then I have to learn this and then absolutely not. I am a business owner. I have like 12 fucking employees. I don't want to think. I don't have the, it's not that I don't want, I cannot think. I do not have the bandwidth
Hmm.
more to think. So what you have to do is you have to understand who they are and make it as easy as fucking possible for them while as cheap and minimizing as much risk as possible for them, right? And then move on. And really if you can do that, like your process is going to be. And so what I'm saying, the reason why I'm saying all of that is this. If you tell someone, "Hey, I want to do lead gen for you." You are not telling them, "Hey, I want to help you scale your business." What you're actually fucking telling them is, I want to give
Hmm.
you more work. Do you see what I'm saying? You're literally
Yeah.
asking them as a lead generator, "Hey, do you want to work more?"
Hmm.
No, they don't. They actually really don't want to work more. They may think, "Oh, I'm down to grind." But then they're gonna come to the dialer and it's time to close, and they're like, "Oh, fuck, I have to call these leads." And then I forgot to call that guy yesterday, and oh my God, my wife's bitching at me right now because I forgot the fucking kids at the fucking school. God damn it. Now I gotta call this fucking lead. Now Armand's at my fucking ass because I didn't call this guy from you. Bro, why am I having to call this guy, Armand? I'm fucking busy, bro. I got these other leads from you sent me. I got too many leads now. Their sales process is fractured. They don't know what to do.